This is Genesis 3:1. Now the serpent was more subtle than any beast of the field, which the Lord Yahweh Shemashai made. And he said unto the woman, Yea, had the Most High said, You shall not eat of every tree of the garden.
Barakatah Yahweh,
Barakatah Yahweh,
Barakatah Yahushua,
Barakatah Yahushua,
Barakatah Yahweh,
Barakatah Yahweh,
Barakatah Yahushua,
Barakatah Yahushua,
Barakatah Yahweh,
Barakatah Yahweh,
Barakatah Yahushua,
Barakatah Yahushua,
Bahasham,
Bahasham,
Rakah, Wadash.
Wadash.
Double honor to our apostles and elders, great millstone, still well. Peace and blessings to the hopeful elect. All right, we're back at you once again with another installment of truth, okay, through the Holy Spirit. All right, we're Great Millstone, Mississippi, and we have a special guest, Brother AHMATH from Memphis, GMS Memphis, and pretty much, we was building in the spirit, and the spirit had moved us to realize everything that's going on right now is due to what happened in the book of Genesis. It's due to what happened in the beginning. All right, just like me and the brother AHMATH, a few lessons ago, we did the research going into the word culmination. Culmination. So what you see right now really is a buildup. Okay, it's a buildup from what stems back in the garden. That's why it's so much wickedness out here, man, which is due to Esau, the serpent, and the woman. All right, which is Eve. Okay, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, you got it, brother.
You get that word serpent in Genesis, because when you go into Genesis, as we were talking about before the lesson, it doesn't extrapolate on the details of everything that was going on at that time, you see. But as you read the scriptures, you can get the understanding, all right, of different things that was going on in Genesis, man. That there was more people on earth than just Adam, and Eve, that the way of the serpent, all right, was the way of witchcraft, and it was the way, all right, of a man, you see. And that way, all right, is running the earth today. You see, the conversation that Eve and the serpent had is really being played out in detail today, in the earth, man. We can see it plainly now, the details, man. We see the fruits of it. We see the fruition of it, okay, So now we're going to deal with it according to the scriptures, man, We got to get that, definition.
How about you, Shabbat?
Hold on, Salah. Okay. Yeah, y'all probably have to move around.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Okay. Let's see. Yeah. Yeah, come on.
Strong's H 5172. Nahash.
Nakash. The root of it. It said to practice divination, divine, observe signs, learn by experience, diligently observe, practice fortune telling.
Yeah, so witchcraft. Yeah. That's why, it went into how the serpent was more subtle than any beast of the field. Like the brother Ayash just mentioned, when you go into the book of Genesis, it's more symbolism than anything. Things are more symbolic than the Lord going into actual detail. Then the Lord going into detail about things. Pretty much going back to the serpent being more subtle than any beast of the field. The beast represents the other nations. What makes them beasts? They're lawless. Going back to the beginning, they weren't given the laws. But the sons of God were, beginning with Adam. That was a separation. But dealing with this serpent, he had the spirit of Esau, man. Okay?
Yeah, quick precept to prove that beast going to being likened to a beast is going being without the laws. This is Psalm 73 and 22. It says, "So foolish was I and ignorant, I was as a beast before thee." You know,
Yeah.
And this is Asaph, you know, the Levite priest. You know, but he's in the spirit. He's saying, "So foolish was I and ignorant, I was a beast before thee."
Yeah.
You know, so that's going to be lawless. You know.
Yeah, because he's speaking from the standpoint of Jake before they come into the truth.
Yep.
You know, that's how they are until they go into the sanctuary of the Most High, until they come into the truth. You know, because they, you know, go into the scriptures, they believe the gospel. Then you understand Esau's end, the serpent's end, which we're in that time. You know, but basically a man that practices divination, a man that divines, and he does it in different forms, man. You know,
that's why in the book of Genesis, I believe it's chapter 5, they refer to the men of the Lord. And when you read Genesis 1, it says we're going to create man of our image. That's the giants, and it referred to them as giants because those are really the mighty men. Those are the ones who had the law, you know. So when it comes to even what's going on now, like us as Jacob, as Israelites, we refer to the other nations as heathens because they're like beasts. You look at Moab, that's a beast. They can make all the kung fu movies that they want, but at the end of the day, they're eating pandas, they're eating snakes, bats, and fetuses, and all this other stuff. And as people who are organized and have the law and the Lord dealing with you, you're like, why would I eat such an unclean thing? Yeah. Just like even in Acts chapter 10 with Peter, when that table came out of all those unclean animals, even Peter was like, I ain't ever ate no unclean thing. I ain't eating that. You know, so we organized. We have that, but these people that's out here, they don't have any organization. They don't have anything that's going on. They just do anything. They believe in these different gods. They believe in sorcery. They believe that, like the Chinese actually believe that if you don't bury somebody in their homeland, they gonna wander around lost as a ghost forever. You know what I'm saying? Like, and we know through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Al Shai, through the wisdom of the scriptures, we know that the spirit going back to heaven. But you know, and I was watching this show called Hell on Wheels, and they even talked about Gad. See, we always refer to other people as heathens. Even Gad, one Edomite said, "You gonna burn in hell." And then he was like, "Wait a minute, the natives don't even believe in hell." All right, but y'all got it.
Another precept to bang it up. It's Ezekiel 34 and 5. And it says, "And they were scattered because there is no shepherd," talking about our people, and they became meat to all the beasts of the field when they were scattered.
Hey, we were meat to the beast, the heathens. We're meat to the heathens. Yeah. Like, and you got to think about it. We like literal meat to them, because when you look at basketball games, football games, and the jobs you work at, the plants and the warehouses and car dealership plants that make these car factories, everything, we're the ones that produce all of that.
Yeah, because meat goes into energy. Yeah. Like when you eat foods, you know, it gives you energy. You know, so basically the 12 tribes are an energy source.
Like the battery pack.
Yeah, with a living battery that keeps Esau society running. You know, but pretty much, man, like brother just read, you know, we're meat for the beasts of the field. You know, according to Matthew 13, the field is the world. You know, so different nations on earth, man, they have the advantage over us right now, because see, they're joined with the serpent too. Because see, since Esau's in power, man, he's pretty much giving everyone, you know, a form of power over the 12 tribes, man. You got what's called middleman minority, you know, which is why the heathens can come to America and get these different loans from the government, you know, set up shop, you know, set up the different businesses in Jake neighborhoods, you know, so they're devouring us, man. You know, but going back to this nigga here, man, Esau, okay, you know, it went into that word divination, you know, for serpent. You got it, brother?
Come.
Esau the realest nigga in it. You know, that's the biggest nigga you will ever meet.
Yeah, I'll say more subtle. More subtle than everybody.
The any heathen.
It's the definition of divination, Etymology Online Dictionary. Late 14th century, divination, act of foretelling by supernatural or magical means the future, or discovering what is hidden or obscure.
Yeah, see, that's how Esau can play on your mind through predictive programming. You know, it's his form of prophesying to you, but he's doing it through the left hand, man, through sorcery. Okay, witchcraft. He'll show you what's gonna happen in different TV shows and even in the damn cartoon, man. You know, certain movies, they'll reveal their agenda, but really it's to program the masses, man. You know, putting out these subliminal messages. You know, even going as far as to having you women turned out, which we're gonna bring it back to Eve. Okay, hey man, there'll be different shows you watch when you grow up. You don't even realize it has subliminal messages in it to pretty much promote you being a whore, to promote whoredom.
They call it hidden in plain sight.
Hidden in plain sight. That's what they do. But that goes to what the brother's reading. Okay?
They go also that, what's that magazine you said?
The Economist.
Yeah, they have all symbolism. Yep.
Yeah, you got the magazine, which is Body Elite, by the way. The Economist magazine, which shows you every year, you know, on the front cover, each year they come out with it, they're revealing pretty much what they're going to do for the next year, man. But that's the act of fortune telling. Okay? You didn't even realize they showed you what was going to happen before it happened. And even dealing with COVID, you know, we brought out to you people before through the spirit. Last year, you had what was called Event 201. It's basically, they did a simulation of how they would, you know, pretty much play this thing out if it was a pandemic. All right? But anyway, going back to what he's doing with Eve, this is the reason why the planet Earth is in the condition that it's in, man. Okay? You got it, bro.
You said double tongue?
Mm-hmm.
Sirach.
Yes, right.
Yeah, this is Sirach 28 and 13. It says, curse the whisperer and double tongue, for such have destroyed many that were at peace.
Wait a minute, curse be the whisperer and the double tongue. That's Esau, man. Out of everybody. See, if you think about a serpent, you know, it has that forked tongue, you know. But see, Esau, he doesn't literally have a forked tongue. He's not an actual reptilian like people like to call these people reptilians. No, but they have snake-like tendencies, man. You know, that sly or cunning, you know, a whisperer. Pretty much, you know, you speaking, you coming humble, speaking peacefully to somebody. You know, you coming lowly, but really you want to stab him in the back. You know, see, Eve thought that the serpent had good intentions, you know, in mind for her. But see, that was all to destroy us. That's how we fell from our great estate. You know? You got it, bro.
Bro, but you know what? When it comes to Eve, that's how Eve is anyway. If you meet Eve, she drinking or whatever night, you can convince Eve to do some stuff that really is like, yeah, she gonna do it. She gonna do it anyway. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, she wouldn't do it if she was in her right mind. But you know that she could be easily persuaded into whatever that you want her to be.
That shows how philosophies can be compared to wine.
Also, when you go back to Psalm, it said his word was smooth than butter, but what was in his heart. We still dealing with that same serpent from the God.
There's a poison ass. You know, that poison, man. You know, hey, you got it, bro.
Back in Sirach 28 and 14, it said, a backbiting tongue had disquieted many and driven them from nations to nations.
Who did this? Read it again, Baba Shah.
It said, a backbiting tongue had discredited many and had driven them from nation to nation.
Yeah. See, Esau, he'll start war between different nations, man. You know, start rumors. Yep. Yeah.
You got North Korea, South Korea. You got India and Pakistan. Those are the same people, but Esau's interfering within their affairs has them at war with each other, man. You know, just to give some examples.
That's it, bro.
Hey, with us, you know.
Yep, Northern and Southern Kingdom, the black and brown wool, you know.
Yeah. Hey, the division between us and our women, man.
Yep.
I mean, you can't make it up. It's more on there, bro.
Yeah, it's more on it. It says strong cities had they pulled down and overthrown the houses of great men. I bike by and
Hey, so going back to the beginning with Adam,
Yep.
you know, here it is. Really, we were established, like the brother had mentioned, you know, preacher Ayash. Basically, the Lord, he really had set up Adam as a king, you know, and he had the sons of God with him. It didn't go into detail, but the Lord gave you enough. All right. And through the Holy Spirit, you can piece everything together and figure it out. You know, like the elder has said, you know, when the angels, you know, pretty much had formed man in the beginning, Yahweh Shai and angels formed us, but then they gave us the breath of life. They gave us order. Let us make man in our image. But that separated us from the other nations because they were still in the beast state. They didn't receive the laws. That's why really they were worshiping, or they are worshiping the same gods that they had in the beginning. The Lord gave them over to that since the beginning. And with us, he was dealing with us from the beginning. All right? And this is before we were called Israel. You see?
It's one more. So Acts 28 and 15. A backbiting tongue had cast out virtuous women. And the
Eve. You see that? Because, hey, that's why it tells you in Proverbs who can find a virtuous woman. If this is the wife of Adam, all right? I mean, you talking about in the very beginning when everything was perfect. She had a form of integrity, man. She had a form of righteousness. You know? That was a real virtuous woman until the serpent got to her.
Yeah.
You see? Go ahead, bro.
It said a backbiting tongue had cast out virtuous women and deprived them of their labors.
Yeah.
That's the point.
Coming to her, have the Most High said you should not eat of every fruit of the trees of the garden? You see that? You know, and backbiting, because you notice the serpent came to her. Like they would have said, you know, the weaker vessel, the serpent didn't present that to Adam. Adam would have been like, hell nah, because the Spirit of the Lord was dealing with him directly. You see? But you see how that divided our nation, man, and look at the fruits of it today. You know, the average Jake don't get along with his woman, man. You know?
Feminism. Feminism did that, and I think that started like 1958 or a little bit later, maybe. But full feminism started, and it was the American woman, mainly the so-called black woman, Southern Kingdom, was the one who accepted Esau's philosophy, and she brought that back to her home. But like I say, you have no history of Jake disrespecting a woman or misleading them or the Israelite woman having a problem. But when feminism came, they came and they took it and they destroyed whole households. And even till this day, like I say, you and your woman, you don't get along. And you want to know why you and your woman really don't get along? Is because she already knows she got a card to pull, which is, I'm going to call Esau on you just in case you get too out of line with me. And, you know, when you have something like that going on, like I say, even the Israelites, ISUK be talking crazy stuff about us, IUIC and all of that, but we ain't finna call Esau to come deal with a brother or anything like that. You and a brother could damn near get the fight. You and a Jake in the world could get the fight in the middle of the street right now, and nobody will call Esau. But you and your woman disagree on such a high level. I'm calling Esau. Yeah. And that's how you know, like the elder was getting into, that's that deal that was made in that in that garden. It was like, yeah, don't worry about him. I'll take care of him. You know, and that's what it is. It's like, well, that's why you and your woman can't get along, because she knows that I'm calling Esau when shit hit the fan.
This her power right there.
That's her power. She trusts, she has faith in that power, not you. She'll act in faith, and she may be tolerable, and she'll act like she has faith in the power of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. No, the man does, but she still has faith in Esau. So that's why when the Lord give us our power, he's going to take away the faith in Esau. He's going to take away all these options. And then that's when a woman, Isaiah 4:1, going to come to pass. That's when a woman going to be like, look.
Yeah, they're going to be powerless.
Yeah, they're going to be powerless. So they're going to be like, well, just deal with me and take my sins away. Yep. That's how they're going to be, you know?
Yep, because what you see before you is the Lord setting the sons of God back in their order. And everything is going to fall in place, man. You know?
I bring this on. This the definition, etymology of the word backbite. It said the sin of secretly attacking one character or repetition through envy.
Hey, get what you got, brother. Hey, you go ahead, expound, bro. You got it.
Nah, it's a quick precept. Okay, it said through envy, right? This wisdom of Solomon. You heard that? Go ahead, I'll slide.
You're trying to insult brother. The spirit.
On point. Wisdom of Solomon 2 and starting 23. But a power created man to be immortal and made him to be an image of his own eternity.
Yep, he made us to be an image of his own eternity, man.
Right.
You know, so we're a reflection of the Most High on the earth. People know there's a Most High, and they look at his people, man. You know, go ahead.
Nevertheless, through envy of the devil came death unto the world.
Going back to that backbite.
And they that do hold all his side to find him.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, everyone understood the separation in the beginning, man. You know, that's why when you go into the book of Ezekiel, you know, when this describes the greatness of Adam, and it says how he was different from all the trees of the garden.
Yep.
You know, he was different from the other nations. He stood out. The law, statutes, and commandments make you stand out. You know, but through envy of the devil, pretty much Eve seeing how the serpent and the nations are living, you know, we want that. But Israel was always like that when you think about it. You know, Jake wanted the king for the wrong reason, and then the Lord like, man, y'all don't want me to reign over y'all, like. You know what I'm saying? You rejected me. You know, but it was always a cycle like that of Jake envying the nations, man. Even today, you look at what Jake doing, man. You know, that's why a lot of you Jakes, man, you'll join these different fraternities. You women join these sororities. You know, you will sell out, you become a Freemason. You know?
That's why Jake on the black consciousness. They go back to Kemetic philosophy. You know, Kemet.
Yeah.
Because they envy the nations. They see Africa, the pyramids. And it's like, no, it was Hebrew slaves that built the pyramids, man. But nobody wanna give Israel the credit for actually what Egypt was. Memphis, Egypt was that great because Israel were the slaves.
There ain't no council that labor.
Right. But they want to all talk about the consciousness and where it come from. Like I say, that's because Jake envied the heathens. Jake, the only people on earth that don't want to be Israel. The actual Israelites are the only ones that don't want to be Israelites. The rest of the earth is like the Holy Land, the Holy Land. We're doing this, we're doing that. But yeah, like I say, Jake envied the heathen.
Yeah, which this is giving the serpent the power, man. You know, you having that mindset, which basically is spirit. You have brought up the Kemetic philosophies. Like the brother Ayash had mentioned earlier, see, Esau has mastered that left hand wisdom, man. They mastered it. But pairing it with Eve, all wickedness but little to the wickedness of a woman, that's the perfect match, you know? And that's some systematic slavery for the Israelite man, you know? And bringing it back to Black Lives Matter, you know George Soros is over that thing, but it's headed by 3 lesbians, man. And they have a adamant hatred for the so-called Negro male. Black Lives Matter so damn much, but look at this, man. Not to mention, you know, these abortion clinics, everything else, and then the way Jake killing each other. But most Jake killing each other behind the wickedness of a woman. You know, either they was raised by wicked women, or you know, Jake, you know, he got this woman, but she fucking every nigga in the city. You know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, he's really willing to lose his life and risk his life over this bitch, man.
I mean, I could be wrong, but don't the Kemetic consciousness, black consciousness philosophy, don't they worship women?
But no, well, they believe they believe black woman God. But hey, now you got it, brother. Hey, you got it, Ayash.
Hey, because even when you go into that story, when you go, matter of fact, let's get the account. You know, when you go to get First Ezra chapter 4 and start like at 20, we're gonna get the account. See, this doctrine ain't old. All right, what niggas is worshiping on. And guess what? And this was in the Babylonian Empire.
That's right.
You know, when that doctrine of we all come from woman, if it wasn't for her, nobody would be here. That bullshit, man. You see? And Eve, that was another thing discussed in the garden.
Yep.
Look, you gonna be a guy. You gonna be a guy in this society. You know? And that's why when we read down in Genesis, what they say, Eve heard it and said it was good for the flesh.
Yep.
You see? We get that.
We're gonna start at 22.
Start at 22.
Yeah, we say first Ezra 4:22. By this also yet must know that the woman have dominion over you. Do ye not labor and toil and give and bring all to the woman?
Go ahead.
Yea, a man taketh his sword and goes his way to rob.
Start at 14.
Okay.
Yeah.
Verse 14, O ye men, it is not the great king, nor the multitude of men, neither is wine that is seated and selleth.
Yep.
Who is it then that ruleth them, or have the lordship over them? Are they not women?
So the first, man came with the doctrine of wine was the strongest.
Yeah.
The second one came with the king and the multitude, you know. But the third one come and saying, look, don't women rule over both of them? And he's gonna go into it. Go ahead.
Woman have borne the king and all the people that bear rule by the sea and the land.
Yeah, the philosophy of everybody comes through a woman. No matter how great the king is and, you know, all his attributes and accolades that he has done, you know, how he conquered empires with fewer men and, you know, the weaponry he came up with, his strategies he came up with to conquer lands, the credit go back to a woman that bore him, man. You see? That philosophy ain't new. Go ahead.
Even of them came they, and they yard, they nourished them until, it's like they nourished them up, they planted a vineyard on which the wine cometh.
So they say, look, the people that planted the vineyard that the wine come from, they came from the woman. You see? That doctrine making the woman the source of everything, man. You know? You got it, bro.
These also make garments for men. These bring glory to men. And without women cannot be men.
And there you go.
Oh,
That doctrine, man. That them niggas in black consciousness, that's their doctrine right there, man. Them 3 verses. You know, if it wasn't for the black woman, nobody would be here. Cause even it was a nigga, Jake was telling me a story about he was at the strip club and he had asked another Jake, he like, man, cause he was hugging the women that were coming in, he was like, you must be tapping them. And he was like, man, I wouldn't do that, man. Them all black guys. If it wasn't for them, we wouldn't be here. I said, God damn. Hey, but that mindset come from the garden, man. Hey, everything in the garden is being made manifest in real time.
That's right,
now,
bro.
man.
Yeah, I feel like when that Edomite talked to me last night, sir, have some decency. You know, like, man, Jake really out their mind. See, the Most High makes a balance. But guess what? What's the greater light in the heavens? The sun or the moon?
The sun.
The sun.
The sun, yeah.
But guess what? The sun wouldn't be shit without the moon. But the moon ain't gonna be shit without the sun. You see what I'm saying? So the Most High made everything in a perfect balance. All right? You can't have the ocean and the animals that live in it without the salt that's in the water. But guess what salt is? Salt is that's the man. That's the man that's in the ocean. That's how the ocean is able to create all these different lands and wildlife in it, and they're able to live in it. If that water was fresh, it wouldn't be able to have what it have, and it wouldn't be able to have the seashore with the sands and different things like that. That's why it's salty. That's why because it being salty comes from the sun. But the whole point that I'm trying to make is like, all right, without the man, you wouldn't even have running water. You wouldn't have all these buildings and skyscrapers and all this other stuff that you done constructed. They were steel plants. When you bending metal and steels and blacksmiths, doing all this stuff with jewelry, gemstone, gold, all this different stuff. Tell me a woman that's doing it.
That ain't work for a woman.
That ain't built.
Yeah, she ain't built for that.
Because that's why even when you in the house, you know, your woman is always, you know, she's hotter than you are. you know, then she's colder than you are. That's because you built for the elements. You see, a man built for the elements. You see, a man ain't got to turn the heat on as much as a woman needs. A man ain't got to turn the air on as much as a woman needs. Because a man is built for the elements.
We're built to survive.
That's why you had a discrepancy in the house, like, you know, with the air and the heat. You know,
that's a real good point.
Yeah, that's because a man built for the elements. Women ain't built for that. You know, because you got to go to war. It don't matter what season it is. If it's time to go to war, you're gonna have to go to war in the elements, man.
I'm about to be cold or hot.
You got to, you got to build the city. You got to do it in the elements, man. You know, and then we're gonna get the flip side to that doctrine in First Ezra with the woman from Second Maccabees 7:20. Now this is the woman of those 7 Hebrew boys, man. You know, they laid down their life for the law. And listen to how the scripture describe her and look at the mindset that she had, man. Complete opposite of Eve, man. You got it, bro.
Second Maccabees chapter 7 and verse 20. But the mother was marvelous above all and worthy of honorable memory.
Yeah, so the Lord gave her an honorable memory. That let you know she did something good, man. You got it.
For when she saw her 7 sons slain within the space of 1 day, she bare it with a good courage because of the hope that she had in the Lord.
Hey, so she still had faith in the Lord. You see, the Edomites killing her sons, but she didn't plead to them Edomites because her faith wasn't in Esau. Just like Elder Ward said, Eve's faith is in Esau. That's why she wants you to go. That's why she'll call the cops when you and her have a disagreement. All right, because she want his justice. All right, that's why she want to drag you down to the courthouse, get married, because she want his stamp on the marriage, not the stamp that the scriptures say. But when you lie with the woman, that's your wife. You know.
Because if you tell the woman, like, hey, baby, sex marriage, so that means we marriage. That ain't good enough for her.
She want a ring. She want a ring, and she want all the things that come with marriage. Going around talking about
the woman is worship. Yeah. Like if you go to a marriage ceremony, it's about the woman being worshipped. Yeah. In a white dress, you know.
Somebody bringing her funky ass down the aisle.
Somebody taking her pictures all day. All her friends do, you know. Hey, because when the man already at the altar.
Yeah.
But the woman get the big introduction where everybody stand up. Yeah. You gotta be stand up. Everybody gotta. That's some Queen of Heaven shit.
Here comes the bride.
That's all did it.
Exactly. Jake already down there at the altar. On death row, goddammit.
Hey, wait.
Give his life
away.
Ready to sacrifice himself up for that bitch, man. You know, but it's crazy because you know the man, he's normally wearing a black tux. As you know, energies come with colors, man. You know what I'm saying? So it's like the man, he's the negative one, and the woman, she's the positive one. She's the pure one. That's complete opposite, man. Then before that, the proposal, she's supposed to be the one on the damn ground, man. You know what I'm saying? But see, the Lord got this set up right now. What we're doing through the Spirit to put everything back in its proper order, man.
That's right.
Because that shit is off. Yeah, you got it, brother.
Yeah, that don't even that whole proposal thing don't make sense. Really, if you're gonna do a proposal right, you tell your woman, you walk up to her and say, get on your knee. That's really how it's supposed to go. You tell her, get on your knee. Baby, I want to marry you. You see what I'm saying? And then it's like, it ain't no you get on your knee as a man. You a big...
And will you marry me? Asking?
Yeah, will you?
God damn. Y'all been fucking for 3 goddamn years.
Y'all pay bills together.
Will you marry me? Fuck it.
Witchcraft though. Going back to the serpent, divination, man.
And then on top of that, then you got videos out there. Damn sap suckers, man. They be getting damn turned down. Turned down. Being a whole crowd. Nigga set up a whole event, invite his whole family, his aunts, uncles and shit. And then he proposed, will you marry me? It's not the right time.
In front of everybody.
Yeah. Now you now your ass through.
Now Jake suicidal after this,
Hey, you drinking a whole 5th of Henny, man.
Hey, man, we have to be saved, man. We got to be saved, bro.
God damn.
I said, Jake is drinking a whole 5th of Henny. He's messed up because of what Eve doing with the serpent. But honestly, Jake, I have to be honest, I don't feel bad for Jake like that and them simps out there.
Especially when you find out.
I know the woman being what they be, but through the spirit and power of Yahweh Hashem Al Shai, through the wisdom of the scriptures, that great woman, we understand it.
Yeah.
Like, and we understand a woman, like what she is and her place. And a lot of you guys, y'all be trying to call brothers in Great Millstone faggots and all this other stuff. But honestly, our women are deeply in love with us. Like, they don't know how to leave us alone. And the reason why, it ain't because we got them under a trance or witchcraft like you guys like to say. No, we just know their place. And as long as they willing to do what a woman's supposed to do in her life, then she's gonna thrive. You know, any man who stays in his life gonna thrive. Just like if a woman is able to stay in the lot of a woman, the only time that a woman fails is when she tries to become a man and usurp authority over a man. Now she starts failing.
Which IUIC, you're giving them the right to do that. In particular, Nate, you know what I'm saying? Basically telling the woman, you know what I'm saying, pretty much how she needs to be treated at home. And it's funny you say how they said it about us, but really it's the opposite. See, you guys put the woman on a pedestal, man. And you allow her to be on the forefront. Basically, you give a woman power, man.
ISUPK and IUIC, they allow your woman to call them with complaints about you. And then they call you and rebuke you about your woman.
I thought the scripture said mingle not to another man affairs.
Right, what happened to that scripture?
Like I say, now we brothers and like if we have issues or whatever, that's concerning the work. That's concerning something, but like a man's personal life, we ain't got nothing to do with that.
A man is made. Like that's their business.
Who can go the way between a man and the woman?
And real quick, IUIC even more off because if it's a sister that come in the truth, but her husband ain't in the truth, they gonna tell her to leave the husband and get with somebody else in IUIC.
Adultery.
That's wicked as shit, man.
Yeah, that happens.
And then the scripts talk about the unbelieving husband will be sanctified by the believing wife. And, you know, and vice versa, man. Roughly paraphrasing.
Yeah.
Did you want me to finish that?
Yeah, keep reading down.
Okay. Second Maccabees 7:21. Yea, she exhorted every one of them in her own language, filled with courageous spirits, and stirring up her womanish thoughts with a manly stomach. She said unto them.
Yeah, so she put her emotions to the side. You know, like she put her emotions, she put herself to the side. Said she put aside her womanish thoughts and stirred up, you know, her manly belly, you know, her bowels, man. You know.
But why would the scriptures put emphasis on that? Yeah. She put aside her womanish thoughts. It don't say that about a man. But when it comes to a woman, she put aside her womanish thoughts. And
real emotions.
Yeah. So what is through the scriptures we know what a woman is inclined to do, and that's be emotional.
And this is a time of this is a high pressure moment. You see, but see how she responds, and it shows you that the spirit was on her. That's why she got this honorable account, man. It's like
verse 22. I cannot tell how you came into my womb, for I neither gave you breath nor life. Neither was it I that formed the members, I believe it's members, of every one of you.
Yeah, so they cut that doctrine. She letting you know, look, I can't say how you got in my womb. I can't explain that and break that down. You know, the scientific part of the seed and the egg, but how is that made living? How are the bones formed? Yeah. You know, how's the spirit within inside this flesh? All right? She knows she's not the source, man. All right, keep reading, bro.
God. But doubtless the creator of the world, who formed the generation of man and found out the beginning of all things, will also of his own mercy give you breath and life again, as you now regard not your own selves for his law's sake.
So there you go. She said, look, the creator, you know, he's going to give you life again. I was just a vessel. She had that understanding. I was just a vessel. But the Lord going to bring you back, you know. They ain't going to tell him what vessel he might use. But it's the Lord that's orchestrating life and death, man. Not no damn woman ain't the source, man. She just a vessel used, man. You know?
Yeah, just a real quick one.
Yep.
And I got something like the brother finished that. Ecclesiastes 11:5. As thou knowest not what is the way of the spirit,
Yep.
nor how the bones do grow in the womb of her that is with child.
And there it go. And she really was going into that, showing that the spirit was on her because she spoke with understanding. You know? Hey, she didn't know what, she can't tell you where the spirit come from. Like, she can't take you to the spot where they housing spirits at. You know? Like, yeah, you came, see, you was here, then you came to me. No, she can't do that. Nobody can do that. You see? And she don't know how the bones grow. Esau can't explain how the bones grow within the womb, man.
They still can't.
Yeah.
And and what's another one? Oh yeah, they can't explain the electricity. Like how the electricity end into the getting to the baby.
Yeah.
And how the bones grow. They like, we don't know how to explain it. You know?
Yeah, you see that.
Where it come from?
Yeah.
It come from a man's sperm. And look how a baby be born from off a sperm. You can't explain that.
Yeah, because the spirit is in that sperm already. That's why I was able to swim to that egg, man. And you see that spark when that seed enter that egg, man. When it penetrate the egg. I'm gonna finish this off. Even so, thou knowest not the works of the Most High, who maketh all.
Yeah. So at the end of the day, a woman has a beautiful order. You know, everyone has a beautiful lot within the Most High's algorithm. You know, even the things, the ants, the flies, the dragonflies. See, everything got a beautiful order. But see, when you try to step out of that order, you know, that's when things get thrown off whack. And that's what the serpent came to Eve with. You know, he made her. He came with a doctrine that told her she can step out of her order and really do her own thing, man. You know, and that's what has the world off track, man. And that's what has the nation. Our nation destroyed, man. You know? Yeah.
Real quick. Wisdom of Solomon 7:2.
And I got something.
Okay.
And in my mother's womb was fashioned to be flesh in the time of 10 months, being compacted in blood of the seed of man, and the pleasure that came with sleep.
Yeah, that seed. Because through the man, showing that the man has a higher value, a man can bring forth a whole nation.
Yeah.
You know, one man, like when the Most High got angry at Israel, he told Moses, watch back, I'm finna destroy all of them, and I'm finna make you into a great nation.
You can do that.
So he was gonna kill millions of people and reserve one man and make him a great nation. He can't do that with a woman. A woman can have one baby a year. That's it. That's the limit. That's the cap.
Yep. It'll take 9 months.
A man can get 20 women pregnant a week.
Yeah, after, you sure right, because it take a woman 9 months, but even the scriptures say if she got a boy, it's gonna take her 3 months to heal till she clean again, and then for a girl, it's gonna take a month and a half.
Yeah.
For her to heal again.
More
than
than
10 months. 10, 11 months.
So yeah, that 10, 11 months, like you say, once a year. But a man, you meet Keisha today, you meet Takesha tomorrow, you meet Nisha the next day, you meet Chandra the other one, and all day you done got 18 women pregnant in 1 week.
Hey,
you know.
not only that, they all gonna be Israelites.
Yep. And all of them gonna be Israelites.
You can meet Teen Gal, goddammit. Knock her ass down in Asia, she's still gonna, that baby gonna be Israel.
Yep.
You know? But see, the woman doesn't have the capability to do that. And like I say, this is not the down the Israelite woman, but we putting everything in proper perspective and proper order, man.
That's right.
According to the scriptures, man. And that's just what it is, man. You know?
Honestly, a woman, she should be happy to be a woman.
Yeah.
Like, you ain't got to do as much. As much is not required from you as it is from the Israelite man.
Yeah.
Because the Israelite man, you got to remember Romans 12, like, you need to make yourself a reasonable sacrifice. It's like, make your living body a sacrifice. So that's not required from the woman.
Nope.
But for the Israelite man, this is required. Like, this man has to make himself a living sacrifice. That means, like, whatever he got going on in his life, he has to be willing to sacrifice and do what the Lord needs him to do. I mean, you should count it joy to be in that lot and even have a man that's willing to do that, because if you got a man, you got to think about it. Eve had Adam. So that means that you are a wife to a man that just named every animal and element on the planet by himself. Do you know how wise this man is?
Yeah.
And that's your husband. And he about to look after you.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So it's like, well, you know, the woman in her life, like you said, we're not trying to down her. But hey, to be in your life, why you trying to do what we supposed to do? Like, no. And we ain't trying to do what a woman's supposed to do. So you stay there, we gonna stay here, and it's good.
Yeah, that's why King Solomon has said, which King Solomon, that what you said proves that he was Adam. You know, him being that wise, but he said, you know, one man among 1,000 as he found, but a woman of all these he's not found to be righteous. You know, because he did an experiment. But pretty much, hey, going back to what you saw take place in the garden, man. Baba Kushah, was that on that? You got some more, brother? Hey, brother, can you get Genesis 3 and 1? You can read 1 down to 5, and the brother, he's gonna break down what that fruit is. You know, because pretty much, man, you know what you see right here on the planet Earth is high level sorcery, man. This is high level witchcraft, man. And Esau, the kicker to it is he has the technology to push it out even further, man. You know, I mean, the frequency of wickedness, it has never been this high on the earth, man. But that's how you know this is the end of the serpent. You know, this is it for him, man. You got it, bro.
Okay, this is Genesis 3 and 1. Now the serpent was more subtle than any beast of the field.
Right, so now we got the understanding that Esau, in the beginning, him being called the serpent at first, he was more crafty than the other nations. Go ahead.
Which the Lord Yahweh power had made.
Right.
And he said unto the woman, yea, how the power said, ye shall not eat of every tree of the garden.
Right. Basically, learning different wisdom outside of the laws, statutes, and commandments.
Yep.
Okay. Got different books out there, man. You know, the worship of Satan, dealing with the worship of Satan, or Codex Magica, you know, Egyptian Book of the Dead, you know, just left hand sorcery, which ultimately it stems back to Babylon. But see, hey, with the serpent though, he mastered it.
Yeah.
All right, because when you look at all these different ancient philosophies, man, that, you know, like the brother said, none of this stuff is new. The worship of the woman, that stems back to Sumeria, you know, and Akkad, you know, basically the region of Babylon, man. You know, so before that was even mentioned, the serpent, he was on it. And that's what you see today. Esau, he has surpassed him with this knowledge, man. But, and go ahead, brother.
And it said, and the woman said unto the serpent, we may eat of every fruit of the trees of the garden, but of the fruit
Basically,
of
you can learn all this righteousness.
Yeah.
You know, at that point in time, that's what we was, you know, set apart to do. Okay? We was designated to only learn the right way. Only learn, you know, the positive side of things. Go ahead.
And I bag of the tree.
Come on.
This is Ezekiel 17:24. And all the trees of the field shall know, and the field represents the earth, you know. It says, and all the trees of the field shall know that I, the Lord, Yahweh Bashim al-Shai, have brought down the high tree.
Wait, so but all the trees of the earth shall know. The trees represent people. You know, you got that one account of the gospel. You know, you had the one blind man. You know, he had said you found it. Or you look for it.
It's a mark.
Go ahead, come. Yeah, go ahead, brother.
Come. And it says, I, the Lord, have brought down the high tree.
The high tree, or the lofty man, the man that towers over everybody, which is who? Esau Edom. He's the high and eminent man, basically the one that's in power. Once again, Yahweh Shai said he saw Satan as lightning fall from heaven. What's written in Isaiah? How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer? So this man is high like a tree. You know?
Right. And just to back you up, proof of that the white man is Esau, like when you go back to the blessing that Isaac gave him, he told him that he gonna have the fatness of the earth and he gonna be able to dwell anywhere he want. Now what did Esau do? He's everywhere, bro. He's in South America. They hate him in Mexico, and this nigga is in Mexico drinking out of a coconut right now. during COVID. It's insane, but guess what? Nobody gonna do nothing about it.
He's a high and eminent man. You know?
He's that high tree.
That high tree, yeah.
Precept, quick one.
Yeah,
finish this.
Okay, so like
It says, have exalted the low tree and have dried up the green tree. That what the psalm say? He seen the wicked spread
like a green bay tree.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's it. And it said, and he's the Most High finna dry that tree up. You know, and that low tree is gonna be the nation of Israel. Cause we at the bottom, the Israelite man. Yep. And it says, and have made the dry tree to flourish. I, the Lord Yahweh Shah, has spoken and done it.
Yeah, so he's gonna make us flourish. You know, you saw Jake was in a dead state and was called dry bones. Now we're flourishing, man. You know, we're that mustard seed that's filling the earth right now, you know?
So I got that Mark.
Get this and then brother get that.
This Mark 8, I'm started at 23. And he took the blind man by the hand and led him out of the town. And when he had spit on his eyes and put his hands upon him, he asked him if he saw. And he looked up and said, I see men as trees walking.
He said he saw men as trees walking. It's showing you how to, you know, the Lord got symbolism in the scriptures, man.
Yep.
You know, comparing men to trees, because he was actually blind, but he was starting to get clarity in his vision. You know what I'm saying? So it was actually looking like trees was walking, but comparing it to the nations, man.
Right, because when you break down a tree, it's tied from the roots. The tree is strong, but it's what color is the tree? It's brown and it's tall. But then, you know, back then Jake's statue was tall, but Jake had afros too. So just think about when the branches are spread out, it's like an afro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Like
so
trees,
when he said I see men that trees walking, just like Jake today. Jake got braids. Jake take their braids down. He got big ass fro. He be looking like a tree. She let him know firm.
And the scriptures actually refer to the branches as your sons, your children. You know, so like I say, when you just even look at the nature of a tree don't just grow with branches first. It grow, I say, brother, well, you know, you grow on a couple of them. So when you grow them, it start out, it got the leaf, it got all that, but then when it start getting big, the bark hardens, and then you start seeing these branches grow out, and these branches eventually start producing fruit. You know. Yep. And those are the children of, I guess you could say, the tree. So that's why the Lord, he refers to us. He's like, you're like trees.
A family tree. You know, that's
family tree.
A family tree, you know.
Right, because you're going to grow up and you're going to start branching out. You're going to start getting with these other Israelite women or whatever woman that the Lord done put the spirit on you to set up with. Yeah. And you're going to produce some fruit in her. That's the branch.
Yeah, sometimes the branch can represent women too.
Yep.
To speak about what Ephraim was doing, you know, whose branches run over the wall, those Taino women going over the wall to deal with those conquistadors, you know, to deal with the serpent, you know.
It all go back to Eve and the serpent.
This Isaiah 63:3, it said, to appoint unto them that mourn in Zion, and to give unto them beauty for ashes, the oil of joy for mourning, the garment of praise for the spirit of heaviness, that they may be called trees of righteousness.
The trees of righteousness. Go ahead, bro.
The planting of the Lord Yahweh Shah, that he may be glorified.
Yeah. Jerusalem, man, founded in peace or established in peace, rooted. Okay? We're taking root in the earth, man. You know, and we're not going to be chopped down. See, Esau, he's getting chopped down, man. You know what I'm saying? The brother, you had something.
Yeah, touching back on Esau, Habakkuk 2:5. Yea, also because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlarges his desire is hell, and is as deaf and cannot be satisfied, but gathereth unto
right. But you know what it said in the beginning? His soul, which is lifted up, is not upright in him. You know who's that? That's the serpent. He's made to be crooked. He was created to be the wicked, man. You know, you can't make Esau clean. You can't change him. This is his purpose. This is his programming from the Most High. You know?
That Job 14:4. Who can turn the unclean?
Who make a clean thing? Yep. Out of the unclean. Not one.
Not one. Change his spots.
Mm-hmm.
You You know, I'll keep reading. But gathereth unto him all nations and heapeth unto him all people.
Which is in this time right now, that New World Order. Showing you America, this is Babylon the Great. You know, and going back in the ancient world, you had what's called the Tower of Babel, where the other nations coming together, you know, to, you know, pretty much, you know, worship Satan. You know what I'm saying? They came together, had all these different philosophies, because the Lord wanted everybody separate. You know what I'm saying? But they came together, they had this one motive, is pretty much same thing Esau doing today, to achieve Godship or Godhood without the Most High. That's what that was all about. Man becoming his own God. Even they dealing with Nimrod. He was looked at as a god, man. You know, it said about Nimrod, he was the mighty one in the earth. Well, guess what? Esau took it to a new level. It's not Esau a cunning hunter. It's not he a mighty one in the earth. Going back to that high tree. All right. You see how this is full circle. He went warp speed beyond what Ham did. All right. This damn devil, he's reached the peak, and that's how you know this the end time now.
Yeah.
You know.
Look at what the scriptures say. His sins have reached unto him.
Reached unto the heavens.
And who is it talking to? We talk about Esau, man. You know, because he the one portrayed himself to be the Most High, man. You know, we're going back to Isaiah. You know, that's how you know it's talking about the serpent. The serpent is Esau Edom, man. When you go to Revelation, it said what? He's gonna be bound 1,000 years, but he's gonna be loose for a little season. That serpent, that old dragon, which is with the devil, gotta go all the way back to the garden, man.
Mm-hmm.
The same spirit.
And I tell you what, we never finished that in Genesis. Let's finish that. And brother, he gonna get what he got. Hey, you got somebody else?
You want to get that? What is Ezekiel 31:18 or?
Yeah, I believe so. Did you read, brother? I say the trees couldn't hide them.
Trees couldn't hide them.
Yeah.
Yep. And going back to Genesis 3:3, it said, "But the fruits of the trees which is in the midst of the garden, the power have said, ye shall eat of it, neither shall you touch it, lest ye die."
Right. So this is Eve's response to the serpent. Go ahead.
And the serpent said unto the woman, ye shall not surely die. For the power don't know that in the day ye eat thereof, that your eyes shall be open.
Wait a minute. So from the jump, man, hey, his soul was lifted up, is not right in him. Wicked or strange from the womb. He told her a lie. This is where you get that one saying, the father of lies, man. You know? Hey, that's the serpent. You should not surely die. You're going to be all right. Y'all going to live. You know?
You going to have to die?
Yeah.
Not surely die.
Walking dead, ain't it?
And ye shall be as gods, knowing good and evil.
Wait a minute. Ye shall be as gods, knowing good and evil. It's pretty much like dealing with the angels, the powers. You know? See, the powers, or the Elohim, the angels, they understand good and evil.
That's right.
You know? Now, in the beginning, we just understood one side. We just understood good. But that's why, you know, when Adam and Eve went off, you know, by what's taking place here, you know, the angels, they looked down at them and it was like, well, you know, man has become like unto us, understanding good and evil.
That's why Tubal Cain, which was Cain's son, he was an artificer. He wasn't the expert in brass and iron. He knew how to make swords and all of that stuff. We wasn't designed to make swords. But now, the only reason you're gonna make a sword now is if you're trying to kill somebody with it. That's the left-hand side. That's evil. You see what I'm saying? And that's what Esau does. He has the sword, he has everything, but like I say, when you go back, it was designed for us to be righteous. But nah, they took gold, they took silver, they took the different elements and started, what does Esau call it? Weapons of mass destruction. That's what started happening. When they learned the knowledge of good and evil, when they got the evil, they started making weapons of mass destruction.
That's in Sirach, though, where it says that how all things are good for the godly, but for the sinner they're turning to evil.
Exactly, that's what it is.
Yeah, because you gotta understand, Solomon, he had the wisdom. He could have made a nuke back then. He understood the operation of the elements. Because all of the nuclear bomb is what they call nuclear physics. You go back to those German, you know, scientists, Oppenheimer, and there was another one, you know, that really came up with how to split the apple. But Solomon had that wisdom. He could have did it, but he had a righteous mindset. You know, he didn't want to destroy. All right, the Queen of Sheba come give him the gold, and then Solomon like, shit, she gave me this much. I wonder how much she got at the house, goddamn.
You know?
Yeah. Well, the scripture say dealing with Daniel.
Why don't nuke her and her children? You know.
You read in the history of the Bell and the Dragon. You know, Daniel made a bomb, and he destroyed that idol. You know, and so we understood it. But you know, scriptures say how Esau, you know, in this world, he's wiser than Daniel, man. We're talking about the Prince of Tyrus, you know. But hey, the left hand is going hard because see, this is the end for them.
Right.
So they have to do that. But going back to what the brother's reading, what happened here, what he's presenting to Eve, this is the reason why the earth is in the condition it's in, man. You finish it off, brother?
It said, verse 6, and when the woman saw that the tree was good for food, and that it was pleasant to her eyes.
Food for the mind. And the brother got the scripture to prove it. Go ahead.
Yep. And it says, in the tree to be desired to make one wise, she took the fruit thereof, did eat, and gave also unto her husband with her, and did eat.
Just like you got that one old magazine, and the brothers remember, it was a small one. It was called Reader's Digest. You know what I'm saying? You digest information in your mind. Now, get what you got, brother. This gonna seal it.
It's also say like food for thoughts.
Food for thought.
Yeah,
Yeah. That's it, bro.
This Hosea 10 and 13. Ye have plowed, it's like ye have plowed in wickedness, ye have reaped iniquity. Ye have eaten the fruit of lies, because thou didst trust in thy way in the multitude of thy mighty men.
Right. So the Lord, he's talking to Israel. Ye have eaten the fruit of lies. Okay, and brother, that definition for lies. Because remember, the serpent lied to Eve.
Hey, what did Yahushua called them wicked scribes and Pharisees? You are like your father, the devil.
Father the devil.
He was a murderer and a liar from the beginning. The liar goes back to the serpent, all right, and the murderer goes to Cain. Showing you it's the same spirit, man.
That's that corrupt seed.
Strong's H 3584. Gahash.
Kakash in the Hebrew, and get straight to the point. It said to deceive, lie, fail, grow lean, be disappointed, be untrue, be insufficient, be found liars.
Right. So the fruit of deception.
Yep.
All right. Remember, this individual, which is a nation, all right. All right. Today you got the Edomites, you know. But back then we just called them the serpent.
Yep.
Remember, it's written, they deceived the whole world, man.
Yep. They say did falsely, and that's what he did. He did it with her falsely, you know.
You know, it's going to speak about the wickedness of Esau, Edom. As King David was talking about it, you know, how the right hand is the right hand of falsehood. You know, rid him and deliver him from strange children whose mouth speak of vanity, and their right hand is the right hand of falsehood. That's what he presented to Eve. You know, pretty much self-worship, worship of the creation, worshiping Satan, pretty much worshiping everything outside of the Creator, man. That's really the esoteric knowledge stemming back to Babylon, man. Worship of the creation instead of the Most High.
That fake way.
Yep.
Because even like I said, even and that serpent had a deep conversation, man.
Yep.
You know, it wasn't just, you know, the 4 scriptures, you know, in Genesis 3rd chapter, they had an in-depth conversation. Because going back to the fake, it made me think of, okay, Eve probably like, they knew she was gonna get cursed, you know, she gonna get the baldness of the hair. The serpent like, shit, I can make hair.
Shit.
You know, you think about it.
But that's what's happening.
Shit,
That's what's happening, yeah.
How they cover their baldness with the fake hair. You know?
Hey, a false way.
Yeah.
A false way of living,
A
man.
loophole. Serpent came with a loophole for everything. You know, I got you.
You don't like your body?
You love her weave. She love her wigs and weave.
She have what type of hair you want.
Hey, makeup, body implants.
Yeah,
you see all this stuff being played out now. Like, hey, the move, not that move, that rap video, WAP.
Yeah.
the serpents on Cardi B and Meg. That's it. And they eating that fruit, you know. Same thing. You know, they work for Esau. Their daddy Esau, man.
Yeah, and all that carry spirits.
Yeah.
Different types of wigs and the wigs, all that have different types of spirits. So your woman probably can have a wig on this day, she acting a certain way. Yeah. And when she throw another wig on, she got a whole nother spirit on her.
Yep. Yeah, because they like, I think they cut the hair for like dead people also, you know. So they got that spirit on them.
They got,
you know.
But they also do it from like real life little girls. Like they got videos of them basically scalping the fucking little girls. And then it was circulating on Instagram, and in the comment section, bitches was like, I'm still finna go get this sewing.
Well, you know what? Elder Zahar was speaking about that. I want to say it's the women in India.
Yeah.
They have a ritual where they actually shave all their hair because you know they got some long ass hair, but they'll shave it, you know, as an offering to their god. And you putting that vibration on you when you buy that weave.
The same thing with the
you know, like brother said,
with the Shiva spirit with that dreadlock shit. It was a video, but the woman was explaining when you have dreads, you take on that vibration of that.
But the worship of Kali, worshippers of Kali, which goes into death.
And that's why you see on the video where they walk, they're spinning statues where they had the tongue out.
Yep.
That goes back to Kali. You know, when you see him with the tongue out, even Michael Jordan. You know, why he had to stick his tongue out the dunk?
Yeah.
Like what the like what is that?
You can borrow that spirit real quick.
Like the aerodynamics and what? Why he got his tongue out?
Yeah, is he autistic or something? Like what's going on?
The spirit heavy though, man.
God.
Women take pictures like that.
Yeah.
Their tongues out.
They Cali Formula Love.
Yeah.
You know, because that's also Elon, that thug culture come from that.
Tupac with the thug life shit.
Thug life shit, yeah, man.
The Cali.
Hey, you saw deep in this shit, man.
Right.
Hey.
Yeah, you know, Jake's simple. Like you see, Jake don't realize how deep this thing go.
God, bro.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's going deep. Like everything that you look at, your cars, the symbolism you look at on a Chrysler or Ford, or Toyota, the Mercedes, you are seeing nothing but tributes to their gods. You are seeing everything in your clothes, the mixed fabrics, everything that Esau got to offer. It got all this symbolism going back to a form of his gods, man. Yeah. And Jake over here thinking, man, I hope they call me back, man. I'm just applying for a new job. It's like, Jake, no, you to a point to where you just think day to day is day to day. Like, no, this man got gods doing all this. This is what he's doing. He's conjuring up demons, making human sacrifices and all of that. And he actually has these spirits helping him accomplish what he needs to accomplish.
That's what I say, spiritual wickedness in high places. You know, there's wickedness everywhere, man. Like that video, that whole video basically demonic. Yeah. You know, people don't understand why the women acting like this because of the video. They pushing it out there. You know, Esau is in his peak. He pushing it out there right there in your face, man.
And then you got to understand, you know, so it's a certain type of wickedness working with the woman because there's no phone safe around a woman. Like your codes and, you know, all that shit don't work. You know, because they so tapped into Esau technology, like you say, his spirit is helping them. Like she know this and that, what they call woman intuition. No, you goddamn demons,
bro. Satan is snitching right there.
She wake up, I had a dream you was sleeping with this woman. She get a whole woman name and address and everything. It's like, how the fuck?
Yeah, you be looking at like, how did you know like her full name, address, and all of that? And like I say, even your code, like I say, it ain't nothing.
Divination.
Esau got whole businesses and hidden cameras and all of that for Eve, for the woman. He like,
OnStar.
Right.
And really, he trapping niggas, man.
You can catch him, see who he's bringing in your house. It's like, dang, it like, instead of trying to find a burglar, you trying to see if he bringing another woman in the house. You know, see, and it just going to show you, hey, dude, we're in a very bad society, man. And Jake think we should Black Lives Matter, hashtag BLM, and modify this society in order to fit what we like, and therefore we can stay in it and live equally with them. That's not going to happen.
I got to put something.
Go ahead.
This 1 Timothy 5:14. I would therefore that the younger women marry, bear children, guide the house, give none occasion to the adversary to speak reproach.
Right. And that's the scripture telling you, I would rather a woman have children, wash the house, and that's it. And defend me. Like, don't see, the scriptures say that a woman not supposed to give occasion to the adversary. Mm-hmm. Who is our adversary? Esau. Why would you call the police on me?
You know.
Unless you literally think I'm gonna kill you or put you to death. Now that makes sense. But if you know me and you just mad at each other, where Esau? Why he gotta come at you?
Yeah.
Yep.
You give an occasion to the adversary. You delivering me to the slaughter. That's really what it is. Like, if your woman called Esau on you, just be real. You might still be with her. I don't want y'all bros get offended who watching or whatever, who it's done happened to. But at the same time, she delivered you to the slaughter.
Yep.
That's just what it was. Let's just be real. When she got mad enough, she like, yeah, all right, I'm gonna deliver his ass to the slaughter. That's what's gonna happen.
That's it.
Yeah.
Hey, like that video, not to get on the video so much, but you don't call the B side, I don't cook, no clean, you know, and then what she said in the video. But this
she forsaken
her role.
Her role, man.
She ain't got in the house.
Yep. Then say 15, for some are already turned outside out the same.
Yep,
that's it.
Yep.
These ain't like that dream you had, these are Satan's women, man. You see? You gotta have that understanding. These are Satan women. They come in that vibration, man. That's how they move, man.
Yep.
You know?
Like Rihanna, she was basically telling to worship Satan, you know, Rihanna, you know, telling the children to bow down to Satan, you know. You got that.
We got to cook. Because remember what Eve said, it was good for the flesh, you know? And this was Sirach 14:7. And if he do it good, he doeth it unwillingly, and at the last he would declare his wickedness. And we at the last now. See, now we see the wickedness of that philosophy that Eve said was good to the flesh. You know? Because you know, you gotta see all the benefits that Esau incorporated. He said, well, look, you know, you serving him, you know, he got multiple women. You know, Esau be, hey, he got multiple women, you know. Well, why you can't have multiple men serving you, you know?
And that's what they got.
Yeah, and you know, you can if you have children, you can abort them. You don't have to, you know, have responsibility for all those children and be tied down. You can go see the earth, you know, cause what, Jake be flying these hoes everywhere. These bitches don't got no job basically on how they look, you know. You know, the serpent was like, look, you got the pleasure, you know.
You don't gotta have
you can use sex as a leverage. You see, you look how you shape. You know, they gonna get aroused. You see, you can play off that. You don't have to work. Them niggas gonna fly you everywhere. You know, just cause how you shape, how good the box is. You see,
the OnlyFans account, the OnlyFans.
Yeah, OnlyFans.
Yep.
You know, these niggas, this bitch will break up, you know, with Damian Lillard, and then go be with Paul George. You know, these whole live, they got it made based on how they look. These bitches ain't got no skill set. You know, if them niggas needed a smoothie to survive, them bitches don't know what to put in it. You know, but these hoes get all these benefits and privileges. Hey, even Serpent talked about this, man, and it's playing out now, man.
That's why scripture say, "Stumble not at the beauty of a woman and desire her not for pleasure," because she got duties, man. You know, but Cardi B saying in that song, "Wap, you know, whatever you want to call it, she don't cook, she don't clean." The scriptures say how the woman is commanded to be under obedience, as also saith the law. Going back to the beginning. You know, her desire shall be to her husband, and he shall rule over her. That was the law. That was the Lord putting Eve in her place, man. You know, to further confirm you unto Adam. You know what I'm saying? Because at first that was set up anyway, when the Lord brought Eve to Adam. But then, you know, she had went off following the serpent. which caused him to go off. But then the Lord had to set the record straight. The Lord sent that prophet, and the prophet rebuked all of them. And then it told Eve, your desire gonna be to your husband, and then he gonna be over you. He gonna rule over you.
So, what's the new thing? Can I get this really quick?
Yeah, you got it.
Then Jeremiah, I did it.
Go ahead.
Okay, that's like it. It said Jeremiah 31:22.
Yeah.
How long would they go about, oh thou backsliding daughter? For the Lord Yahweh had created a new thing in the earth. A woman should compass a man.
He created a new thing, because see, now you fully see it. It's been different societies where women have gotten certain rights, you know, but they would never let it go this far. You know, the different nations, they never let it go this far. Esau took it there.
And even like since you said that, remember what happened in the book of Esther? You know, when Queen Vashti didn't want to come to the summit of Xerxes. You know, hey, even the men, even King Xerxes' men were like, look, you can't let this slide. If you do this, he was like, see, if you do this, we all gonna catch hell at the house. You the king, so if she don't obey your order, we don't stand a chance in controlling our women. Like, you gotta do something.
Yeah, because they gonna react based off of what your woman is doing. Because you the king.
Yeah, what did it say? Those were the wise men of Persia.
Yep.
Those were the wise men that's like, hey, look, like if that happened to you and she did it out in public, you gonna have to do something about this. You know how many women gonna try to come against us because they think they can come against the king? You know? Yeah. That's why even the scriptures in Sirach chapter 26, it states, you know, don't give her too much leeway. Like when it comes to women, don't let her gather abroad. Don't give a leeway.
So you give a woman get a water no passage.
Exactly. So you ain't, you know, even good woman, bad woman, it don't matter. Like if you have, when you're dealing with the woman, you don't need to let her just have too much freedom. She don't need to be feeling some type of way because of the reason that the brother named. Things can get out of order if it's too much leeway given, you know. But yeah, you got that.
Hey, hey, Nabag, get Psalms 1 and 1 to 3, and it's basically gonna go into what brother got in Ezekiel, and it's gonna be it for me.
Come.
Psalms 1.
Yeah, 1 and 1. You started verse 7, bro.
Come.
Ezekiel's coming.
Okay. I'll get that Ezekiel now. Wait.
Yeah, just wait, bro.
Yeah,
This verse.
This Psalms 1 and 1. And it says, blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly, nor standeth in the way of sinners, nor sitteth in the seat of the scornful.
Right, that was Adam in the beginning. You know, before, you know, the fall of man. Go ahead.
But his delight is in the law of the Lord Yahweh, and in the law though he meditate day and night.
Go ahead.
And he shall be like a tree planted by the rivers of water, that bringeth forth his fruits in his season. His leaf also shall not wither, and whatsoever he doeth shall prosper.
Yeah, so that's the sons of God, man, beginning with Adam. Whatever we were doing, we were prospering, man. You know, like Brother Ayah said, they don't go into detail as far as the greatness during the antediluvian times. You know, the era before the flood. In the very beginning, they don't go into detail, man, the technology we had. You know, the knowledge that we had, you know, being on the earth for so long and learning the earth. Learning all these different things, man. You know? But see, we had it all, but the main thing, beginning with the law, statutes, and commandments.
Hey, if I can say, that will prove your point with what we read earlier with that Wisdom Solomon, the 2nd chapter. It said that through envy came death. Well, what was he envious of? Obviously, Adam had to be on. What was he envious of? You know? So he had to be on because, you know, Adam in his righteous order was exalted above everyone, man. Like, matter of fact, you get that in Ezekiel.
Yeah, we might as well. We there.
It's going to go too. So when you go to Ezekiel 31 and 8.
You start 7.
Okay, comes like Ezekiel 31 and 7 said, thus was he fair in his greatness, in the length of his branches, for his root was by great waters. Woo!
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
yeah. It says the cedars in the garden of the Most High could not hide him. The fir trees were not like his boughs, and the chestnut trees were not like his branches, nor any tree in the garden of the Most High was like unto him in beauty.
And like the brother Ayah said, you know, it was a beautiful point. Look at this real time. Look at you, Jakes, you Israelites out there wanting to be Gentiles. You want to be heathens, but you're not like them. Everybody know it. Like the elder had said earlier, we the salt of the earth. It's a clear, distinct separation between us and them. You can pretend to want to be like them all day. You know what I'm saying? You see Jake, man. Jake will hang around with heathens. You know, they got Edomite friends. Jake will have Cantonese or Mandarin tattoos on them. You know, the Chinese symbols and shit. You know, Jake. And just a straight up heathen, man. Jake smoking weed, whatever they doing. You know, and an adulterer to the 10th power. But you still different. You're not like them. You know what I'm saying? And even though Jake, you know, wicked, you know, there's a zeal on him. Jake will be like, wait, you know, I ain't doing it. Hey, you know, and they'll be wicked as hell. It'll still be a spirit there at a cutoff point.
Right. Yeah, because Jake, like the scripture say, envy not the oppressor and choose none of his ways, which Jake do. And then also, you got Jake eating steak, medium rare.
Yeah, medium rare.
You know that ain't you.
Yeah.
You know, but Jake still, when he go to these fancy restaurants, he want to get a steak and say medium rare. Why? Because of Esau.
They want to be like Esau. Envy not the oppressor and choose none of his ways. You know? Hey, we're not like them, man. And they know that. But see, on a deeper level, and the brother gonna read it, the reason why the serpent came to them in the first place, getting to Adam through his woman, because the serpent envied us. And we see that today. That's what it was all about, to make us fall so they'll get our place.
Yep.
You know? You got it, brother.
I got that word greatness in Ezekiel 31, 31 and 7. It says to grow, is the Hebrew word is gadal, and it says to grow, to become great or important, promote, to make powerful, for praise, magnify, do great things.
Like I was saying, giants in the earth. Giants. You know, noble men. Men of high stature. All right? Wait, we were the authority in the earth at that time, man. But like it's reiterated in Proverbs, the righteous is more excellent than his neighbor, but the way of the wicked seduceth them. Hence the serpent. You know what the brother read, man.
The greatness that Adam had to be promoted to, and they'll tell him what level he was on.
Yeah,
and
man.
Then even like remember we were watching The Last Dance. The Edomite Jeff Krause was envious of Jake.
But he had all that money.
Yeah, he had all the money. You know, he making these different important decisions. Even the elites, they make all these important decisions, but Jake still get the attention. Hey, because the way they were worshiping Jordan, you know, because that's why he made that statement. He was like, yeah, organizations win championships, not the players. He's like, what?
What?
Huh? Yeah, he was envious. You know, because Jake get all this attention for bouncing and dunking the ball. You know, but they rule the earth, and really ain't nobody like who.
Yeah.
You know? Right. But see, that just show you that it's a big difference. You know, we gonna always like, even in our lowest estate, Jake always gonna be promoted. You know, even if it's vanity, you know, some vain shit, Jake always be promoted and exalted, man.
Yeah, like if you a dark skinned Jake or whatever, and you go to China, they gonna acknowledge you. Like, oh, it ain't gonna be no, I'm looking at an average man. They gonna look at you and because of what you are. You're an Israelite.
Yep.
You look mighty. Yeah. Even if you go around a group of Edomites, Esau, oh, they coming here.
That one.
Yeah, that one.
Them over there. You know? Hey, the trees can't hide us, man. And that's what Adam and Eve were attempting to do, was pretty much blend in among the other nations. Hey, it ain't gonna work. We always gonna stick out. The righteous is more excellent than his neighbor. You know what I'm saying?
I got a quick one, real quick.
I'll finish this.
Yeah, we can finish it off.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
This is Ezekiel 31 and 9. It says, I have made him fair by the multitude of his branches, so that all the trees of Edom that were in the garden of the Most High envied him.
When all the trees in the garden of the Most High envied Adam, they want to be like us. At the end of the day, see, Jake, you know, like the elder had said earlier, everybody want to be the real Israelites except the real Israelites.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? but see, everybody, they want to be you, man. You want to be like them, but they want to be you because you got the birthright. You got the blessing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But see, the serpent, he was always wanting to take that away, man. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you got the serpent himself, you know, what he presented to Eve. But then, you know, trickling on down to where you have Cain. Cain seeking to take out, you know, lineage out, taking out Abel. But the Lord gave us a consolation. You got Seth. You know, but it was always a war going on, man. Why? They want our spot. You know what I'm saying? See, now we understand it. But see, what is going on between Eve and the serpent today, their relationship, this is to keep the 12 tribes in a box. It's to keep us in prison and to stop us from coming to power, but it's not going to work. You know?
And who you see linked up again in the Democratic office, man.
Serpent Eve. Yep.
I'm talking about like that. Tight.
Yeah, Joe Biden and Kamala, which basically, you know, allegations came up against Joe Biden saying how he sexually assaulted so many different women, and she had agreed that he basically did that. But all of a sudden, when it's a power move, she can become the vice president. Now that don't matter no more, because she know hypothetically if the elite chose him to be in office, you know, he's brain dead basically. He got dementia. She would be calling the shots. She would have the power. That's what that was about, man. You know, she don't give a damn about, you know, him sexually assaulting women as long as she can have a say so. You know, that woman.
They don't care anyway. They sacrifice babies. They do that all the time. So they don't care nothing about life.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It just be the political scandals that they put on the forefront.
Politically correct.
Yeah.
Yep.
Hey, cause you know she done been through rituals. She done drunk blood and shit.
Yep.
She married to a so-called Jew.
Yep.
You know, little happy.
Yeah.
You know? So and then like I said, you niggas had to be super stupid to get behind a nigga woman to put her in authority. Look how Eve destroys you on a daily basis with the little authority she got. But now you want to put her where she can do executive orders. Yeah. What you think she gonna do, man? All right. Child support probably go up. You know, the domestic violence might be more harsh. You know,
child support.
Yeah, I'm telling what rules. All right, if this were to take place, what rules will be in effect strictly against you niggas? And then she's highly invested into the prison system, man. You know?
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I didn't know.
You know, but you stupid niggas, you just see a nigga woman on TV, and she, you know, greatest Diana of Ephesus.
She know the
you know, in that spirit, man.
Yeah, Sarnetta.
Yeah.
Happy as hell.
Yep.
And then, you know, like I say, it's speculation that she a terror or not, but they still gonna use that image, you know?
Yeah,
regardless. Yeah, they gonna use that
Play the
image.
color game.
Yeah, they gonna play the color game, because most people don't know, you know, what a terror is, you know? So they gonna use that image just like they did with Obama. Jake still think Obama a nigga, man. Like they think he a Jake.
Yeah, one of us.
Yeah, but they don't know. But look at all look how them 8 years Obama was in office, how he separated our people farther from the Most High, man. You see, and that's just an ancient practice of Esau, because Herod, he looked kind of like a Jake, you know. Well, he would call himself the king of the Jews. You see, Esau does that, man, because he knows he can get someone that looks like you. You know, you gonna follow.
Yep.
Yeah.
You close out with whatever you got.
This is
some more there, brother. That was it.
Yeah, that was it.
Okay.
This is Jeremiah 51:19.
You can explain it.
The portion of Jacob is not like them, for he is the form of all things, and Israel is the rod of his inheritance. The Lord Yahweh army is his name.
That's just laying back and all how you're saying that we the salt of the earth, man. You know, we not like the Edomites, we not like Ham, we not like Moab, we not like Ammon.
Yeah.
All right, the Lord separate. We go to Deuteronomy. He said, "What? We are holy. We are a holy nation, man. We separated from all the other nations, man.
Yeah.
Why? Through the law, statutes, commandments, man.
We're connected to the source.
That's right.
You know, that's it, man. But brother got some.
Yeah, I just close out in Timothy. It's Timothy 2:11, and this is why the Apostle Paul was writing these letters how he was writing, because it was women worship. You know, he was saying going back to Diana, Ephesus. You know, all it goes back to the garden, man. You know, Eve becoming a god, man. You see, it says 1 Timothy 2:11, let all women learn in silence with all subjection. Going back to what you said, the Most High put Eve in a place, saying her husband shall have rule over her. But I suffer not a woman to teach, all right? Because when Eve did teach, she taught the philosophy of the serpent, man. You know, and said not to usurp authority over the man, but to be in silence.
Yeah, that Jezebel spirit, man. It's very real. You know, and all you women that got that spirit, you're gonna be put to death. You want to follow in the ways of what your foremother did, Eve, you're gonna be put to death. It's just what it is, you know.
And you women, you need to stop taking offense when you hear men read you the scripture. Because you're not getting mad at the man. You're getting mad at Yahweh Hashem Al-Shai.
That's right.
Because that's the spirit that Paul was coming in when he said that. When he said that you need to be in silence. Nobody's trying to put you in slavery, Eve. But at the same time, you do need to get back in your order. All right? And that's just what it is in the scripture. And it's just saying it straight. You know?
And it said, for Adam was first formed, then Eve. And Adam was not deceived, but the woman being deceived was in the transgression.
Yep. So it's only right that she's under a man. You know? You women can't lead yourself. All right? You don't got it. You know? And like the elder said, it's not like we're trying to put you in slavery, so to speak. But at the end of the day, you are going to serve your man. You're going to be under your man. I mean, whatever you want to call that. It ain't going to be something, you know, like Esau depicted in movies. Yeah. You know, men beating on women and you know, because Esau's sick. You know, that's the picture that's painted when that's the serpent. That's what Esau do. You know what I'm saying? Because see, Jay got emotional when we went into Deuteronomy, the 22nd chapter, you know, going to the law dealing with a woman getting taken forcefully, you know, there was protocol concerning that. You know what I'm saying? But see, that whole, you know, beat the woman and the woman all bloody and, you know, strangling her. Then Esau choking her while he, raping her. That ain't our thing, man. That's what Esau does, you know?
Because could you say, give honor to the wicked vessel? Not just like, you know what I'm saying, like just beating her ass and shit like that. You still acknowledge her ways on how she do. How she please you, you know, basically, man. You know? And what she doing around the house and stuff like that. How you give honor, you gotta give her stuff like that. Not bound down to her. You know, give her authority over you, man.
Like, you know? what Jake be really wanting though? Jake gonna go cut the grass, chop wood. The man, he gonna go chop wood, plant trees, gardens, go build irrigation systems, do construction, paint around the house, and he just wants you to fix his plate. You speak on that a lot about fixing that plate, don't you? Like, just fix the plate.
That's crazy. You named all that stuff, all the important stuff, or the things that are more rigorous and laborious, as opposed to her just cooking some food.
You cook, you fix the plate. I mean, shoot, the man doing what he do on the outside, you doing what you do on the inside. That just is what it is, man. It's not hard, and it shouldn't be hard. You know, that's just how it works.
The woman and man in a rightful order, they complement each other. And that's how the Most High set it up, man. You see? Because we serve the Most High, all right, through your house shot, that puts a hedge around the whole house. Yeah. And as a woman, you help set up that man that's serving your house shot, and that's putting what? More protection around your house. That's assuring that protection, because now he's in the right spirit. You free him up from doing particular tasks in the house. So now he has more time to tap into the spirit that protects both of you, man. You see? It's a relationship that complements each other. Like and that's another thing Eve and the serpent talked about. The serpent painted the picture like Eve was just in the worst case scenario under the man. He painted that picture, man. And Eve bit it, you know, and now she's really in the worst case scenario. Because when you look at Eve, look at the women of all the nations. The Moabite woman married, happily married. Edomite woman happily married, you know. But then when you go into Eve through. Eve is the most singlest person on earth.
Angry.
40 years old on tag talking about some, if you hear from sex, miss me. You know, I ain't here to play games. You know, like what you doing?
God damn.
You know? So that now you really in the worst case scenario. Your net worth is $5. You know,
Damn.
you through. You don't know how nothing worked. You have no protection from the time that's to come. So now you really in the worst case scenario. But the serpent made it seem like under their righteous order, that you was in the worst case scenario, man.
Yep.
You know?
Yeah, and like the elder said earlier, which that led back to point too, then with the women's liberation movement, you know, that feminist agenda, I mean, and it playing out, you know, the serpent was behind that, but then dealing with the music industry, you know, the music that's being pushed forth was going back to Cain's lineage, you know, that dealt with the harps and the organs, but the left-hand side of it, you know, and you got women like Beyonce, you know, them different hits she had, you know, all my women that's independent,
yeah,
who run the world's girls and all this shit, but her, Rihanna, Nicki Minaj,
to the left.
Yep.
Yeah, I can have another you in a minute.
Yeah.
To the Lord,
I don't want to see. Yeah.
We're gonna see if you're gonna have another man in the Lord in a minute.
Yeah.
You know, since so when you say Jake irreplaceable, yeah, that's that shit. You
Uh-huh.
know, yeah, okay. You know.
I mean, if you want to, buddy.
Yeah, I finished this. This is verse 2. It said, verse 15. It said, notwithstanding, she shall be saved in childbearing if they continue in faith and charity and holiness with sobriety.
That proper order, man. That's how you making it up out of here. Through a man.
Yeah.
You know, bearing a man's seed.
Point blank.
That's it. You know, you gotta be with a man of the Lord, and you can't be man hopping. You know, for you Hebrew hoes out there. You know, they be doing it. You Hebrew hookers. You know what I'm saying? Just trying to hook up with different brothers. It don't work that way. You need to stick with one man. Because we ain't gonna push that shit that IUIC telling you. Even if you got a man that don't believe. Well, the unbelieving husband is sanctified through the wife.
Mm-hmm.
You know, what about that scripture, IUIC? This ain't about you, okay? Pretty much, you know, like it's been explained in this lesson, and Lord willing, y'all were edified. The things are the way they are due to Eve and the serpent. That deal they made in the garden, you know, so the Spirit explained it thoroughly. You know, Lord willing, y'all were edified, man. Any closing statements or anything? All right, so with that, we're going to say, Barakatah Yahweh.
Barakatah Yahweh.
Barakatah Yahushua.
Barakatah Yahweh.
Barakatah Yahweh.
Barakatah Yahweh.
Barakatah Yahushua.
Barakatah Yahweh.
Barakatah Yahweh.
Barakatah Yahweh.
Barakatah Yahushua.
Barakatah Yahweh.
Bahasham.
Bahasham.
Rakah. Wadash.
Wadash.
Double honor to our apostles and elders, great millstones, still be well. Peace and blessings to the hopeful elect. All right. Yahweh. Bahasham.
Bahasham.
Yahushua.
Yahushua.
Bahasham.
Bahasham.
Rakah.
Rakah.
Wadash.
Wadash.
Abad.
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 Abad.